Moving on to men's mental health and its sort of role within rugby and as professional athletes being sort of cast as role models these days. What kind of like mental
Yeah,
health training have you guys been put through, or to deal with the pressures of being a professional rugby player and an All Black, like both on and off the field?
yeah. I think it's like only in the last year or two, um, like it's been made aware and made something that needs to be an important kind of role in rugby. Obviously, rugby's got that that typical, like we're grunty and we're tough and but yeah, it's not until the last year or two where we're kind of, a couple of years actually. It's become like a real big awareness thing, and I think that's because of society, and society's become more aware of it. Um, so like we do have some like mental health kind of trainings, but to be honest, bro, most of it's like organic. Like most of it's like lads chatting to each other through what they've experienced, how they got through it, and kind of just picking up tools from each other pretty much. And it's yeah, and obviously we got like the mental health, all the mental skills around like performance and how we deal with pressure. A lot of that stuff can be transferable into life. So there's a lot of like resources around for us. But I believe, bro, like the well-being and the health, mental health kind of, I wouldn't say training, but it's more so the around us boys connecting together and just sharing.
What does that look like? Is it all about switching off from social media sometimes and just sort of opening up to teammates and just sort of making yourself vulnerable?
Yeah, it's hard, mate, because like even myself, like like or like with the social media stuff, like um, we're working in ways as teams on how we can limit like hate speech, like I know with Instagram, like you can put in words on your post, so if people say those words, they immediately get blocked. Um, but yeah, some guys like for me, like I if we've lost the game, bro, I won't even jump on social media or read comments, because I just know it's just negative. But you just got to be boys just need to be smart around it. But it's hard, man. Like you're on social and it is what it is. But we know, like, if there's someone we know that's like getting bagged or like they didn't play too well, or like the boys will go and make sure they're okay. Like you're good, bro. Like how's things, and and if they say they're all good, they're all good. If they don't, then like we just have a chat about it.
I think like coming like I'm from quite a small farming town like Southland. It's quite a conservative
Yeah,
place to grow up and sort of be part of a sports team. If you are different or if you are having a tough time, with your performances or anything, it's almost like an old boys network. Do you believe like the grassroots rugby side of things is actually becoming more supportive for individuals and sort of more inclusive for people?
yeah, 100% of where I am, it is. But I know there's some parts in New Zealand that's probably not like that. Like, um, but for me, like I think it's more like it's not even just a rugby thing, bro. Like
Yeah.
society's becoming more aware and acceptable around it, and when society and communities are like that, it just transfers into grassroots. Like if that makes sense. And man, we've got the highest men's suicide rate in the world. Like yeah, just like it's so sad, and I think that's kind of like hit a light bulb with so many people around there that like our men are struggling in silence, and we got to create safe environments and safe spaces around that. And um, I think it's a balance between like, in that grassroots around being hard and being like the tough guy 24/7 and shut up and like suck it up and stuff like that. Like I get it as well because it's rugby, But then you just got to be careful of who you say that to, because some people just suffer in silence, and if that makes sense. So it's a tricky one, bro. But I still believe I believe in grassroots, but it's getting better and people are more aware.
It's almost like, you're talking with a friendship group, or, just you're in the change rooms and stuff. It's almost like people have their own shields up, and half of the struggle is actually to get over that shield and just like, just become vulnerable.
Yeah, bro. Like people say, please talk, or talk if you're something going on. But it's harder than it's easy to say. It's so hard
Yeah,
to do. Like this. Like sometimes like encouraged to talk, like people to talk, but I don't. So I'm
yeah.
being it's like being a hypocrite. Um, but like my biggest question, like I learned from Mike King, and that is like my biggest question is people that say, please talk. We want you to talk.
Mm,
The question goes on to those people is, are we creating safe spaces for people to talk?
exactly.
Like
Yeah.
people ain't gonna talk to you if like you start saying, "Oh, he's such a pussy for showing his emotions," like around people, and so that person automatically says, "Okay, I'm not going to share any emotion with you." So the question is around: are we as people creating safe spaces and a comfortable environment for people to actually be themselves and share? There's
It's
one thing saying to talk, yeah,
It's almost like, when someone does build up that courage to talk and sort of open up to mates on whether that, whether it's relationship issues or, personal issues or just whatever's going on, you, as a listener, it takes quite a skill as well to like, shit, how do I
yeah,
react to this? And like,
yeah,
how do I
bro,
deal with this?
100%, bro, and it is, yeah. There's no right or wrong answer, man. It's like you say, like some people just want you to listen and not say anything. Some people want you to give the best advice. Some people want other things. So um, yeah, it is a skill, mate. I don't have the answers, um, but all I know is that like as long as my heart's in the right place and I just want them, and they know that, I think anything you do, they would appreciate. You know.